All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwats who may be listening. This is your brother Batak Allah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right. And this lesson is titled, The Lord Has Blessed Us with the Ability to Overcome Demons. Okay, and I was having a conversation uh, with my direct boss at work, manager, whatever you want to call him, the person that's over me at the workplace, and he was telling me because I recently, been getting my health right, and Tawadi Al Bashim Yahushai for that, and Tawadi Al Bashim Yahushai for putting the spirit on the apostles to really go in on the foods that we be eating and the things that we should eat and shouldn't eat, because that's where it really all started from. And also the Wadi Habashim Yahushai for the elder brother Murph. The elder, he got me together on the working out and really motivated me to work out on a daily basis, 5 days a week. And now the Lord is blessed. I've been consistent and seeing good results. And now people ask, what have you been doing, etc. And one of the biggest things that I started doing, and the apostles speak on this. I know I've heard the apostle Tahar speak about it, but I believe I've heard the apostle Bar speak on it as well. Is the drinking, man, and cutting back on that. And me personally, and the elder brother Murph also stressed this a lot. Especially in the last year and a half, 2 years. But I didn't really start losing weight because I was working out. I've been working out consistently since I've been in this truth, but I didn't really start losing weight uh, until I stopped drinking, man. And it's not to say that drinking is unlawful, but if left unchecked and if not done in the proper moderation, it can lead to a lot of problems, and it can become a demon on you. All right, and I told this to the guy, to my boss that asked me about it, and I told him, I quit the drinking and all that other stuff that I had been doing, and he was telling me that he tried to quit smoking, but he couldn't quit, and he almost got close to quitting. And he had his wife quitting with him, but when he didn't quit and he relapsed, his wife relapsed too, and now they back to smoking on the regular again. So I let it go by. And really, what that is a demon. The Lord gave that guy over to that demon of smoking cigarettes and whatever the fuck else it is that he does, because I don't know him like that. But he just, the Lord put it on his spirit to tell me this. But that cigarette demon got a hold of him, and he can't shake the demon off. And that's really up to the Lord whether you overcome the demon or not. Okay, the Lord only, the Lord is the one that has to call that demon off of you. And of course, it's through prayer, and it looks to these people as if it's us that's doing it, but it's really Yahweh Shai that either puts those demons on you or takes them off. All right, but we're gonna get these precepts so I can put it around. I just wanted to get a background to what I was going to be talking about. But this is the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13, and it says, "I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthen me." All right, and see, these people, they don't really have a power, and because they don't have a power, they don't have the power to do things for themselves and in their life. And once again, as I said, it's not any individual that does anything; it's the Lord that does all these things. It just appears to these people who don't know what's going on that it's the individual doing it. But the point I'm making is that if you don't have the Lord, You don't have the power to do anything because the Lord is what gives us the strength and the power to do these things through Yahweh Shai. All right, and these people don't have that. And it's not to say that the Lord won't take certain vice demons off of people because He will. He's done it to people that wasn't in the truth. I'm not saying that it's only a thing that's specific to brothers in the truth, but for the vast majority of these people out here, the Lord ain't dealing with them, and they can't shake the demon, man. And it might not necessarily be a cigarette demon or a drug demon that they got on them. A lot of these people got food demons on them, and they can't get off of it. You know, a lot of these people got uh, shit on them that make them do, immoral and wicked things. A lot of people got an adultery demon on them, or a murder demon on them, and whatever demon they got on them that makes them be wicked. All right, and they can't shake the demon, man. No matter what they do, and that's why we got to be thankful for this truth and for the Lord's mercy, because in order for us to be in this truth, we have to be cleansed of all those things, or we can't really, be in this truth. We're not really in this truth. If you're smoking cigarettes, you're not really in this truth, man. And it's a process. I'm not saying that oh man, as soon as you start dealing, you got to stop right now. I mean, if the Lord blesses you to be able to do that, then call on your help by me outside. But you know, it's a process for a lot of people. But it's about sincerity, and if you're really sincere, the Lord is going to deliver you from that. But in order to be in this truth, you got to be cleansed of all that type of shit, man. You can't be an adulterer and say you in the truth, because you're not. You can't be a nigga that's doing drugs and say you in the truth, because you're not. All these things got to be done away with for us to really serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of Yahweh. So like I said, it's really not us that's defeating these demons. The Lord is the one that's doing it, but He's only doing it for those who He wants to do it for. Certain individuals, He's not coming to get the demon off of you, man. He's leaving the demon. He's giving you over to that demon, and that's just what it's going to be for you. And that's what a lot of these people are experiencing out here, vast majority. And like I said, even though certain individuals may be able to quit smoking, for example, there's other demons that's on them in their life that they can't get rid of. All right, and that's why we stay prayed up, and we ask the Lord to continue to protect us from these demons and to remove these demons off of us in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because hey, man, without that intervention, these demons will beat you every time without the Lord intervening. Man. Plain and simple. This is Isaiah 54 and 17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So once again, it's the Lord that defeats these demons. All right. The reason that we're able, the reason that we're able to make our body a living sacrifice and present ourselves as clean to the Lord is because He forgave us of our trespasses and ridded us of these demons that we had on us in the world, man, which made us clean, man, made us born again. All right. And you better believe this food, all these cigarettes, all these drugs, all these things are weapons that this devil uses. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, uses to ensnare Jake first and foremost, but all you people. Now, this particular individual that I was talking to is a Mexican Jake who is, biblically would be an Israelite, but he's not in the truth, so he's a Mexican to me. But end of the day, these weapons are aimed at Jake first, the bad food, the drugs, the wicked behavior. All these things are aimed at Jake first and foremost. And the Lord gives these people over to that because they're wicked. And we have to remember a lot of these people, really anybody that's not in the truth, that's a Jake. Y'all niggas killed the prophets. Y'all killed Yahweh Shai, man. Y'all did that. And you have to pay for that. And that's why they get given over to these things and they can't beat them. All right. This is Luke 10 and 19. It says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven." All right. So, hey, the Lord is strengthening us to be able to overcome all these demons, all this poison that this devil is trying to kill us with and destroy us with. Whether, like I said, whether it's the food, whether it's these vices, whether it's these STDs, because that's another thing that this devil likes to use to ensnare Jakes. Um, whether it's this shit they spraying in the air, they putting in the water, the Lord gives us the power to overcome those things. All right, and it's not us that's doing it. That's why it says here, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Because it's not us that's doing it. To rejoice and boast in the fact that we defeated this or we defeated that demon would be proud and would be not giving Yahweh Bashem Yahweh their credit. The reason that we're able to overcome these things is because the Lord has our name written in heaven to do so. All right, and we always got to remember that. And things is about to get worse out here. Things are getting worse out here. All right, and brothers is receiving a lot of what's the word fuck man Salakia brothers is being fucked with by these demons. All right, the word I'm drawing a blank on the word now for whatever reason. I don't know why, but these demons are really attacking us through these people, and in our minds as well. And it's going to keep getting worse the closer we get to Yahweh Shai returning. All right, and hey, that's why we got to stay prayed up. That's why we got to stay humble. That's why we got to keep doing this work. But on the same token, you know, we got to be thankful that even though we're dealing with these battles, and even though we're being attacked the way we are, every day we wake up in the morning and we still in the truth. That shows that the Lord is dealing with us. Because when you look at all these other people, man, they not in the truth. They waking up and getting fucked up every day. Shit is getting worse for them every day. All right, and we're gonna start being blamed for that on a massive scale. I'm talking about on the news and all of that shit very soon. All right, but hey, we don't give a fuck. The Lord got us. All right, and we understood what we signed up for when we entered into this truth. Read Sirach, the second chapter, like Apostle Gabar always says. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We making our body a living sacrifice, and we understand that our iniquities we're being punished less than we deserve for the iniquities that we've committed, not just in this life, but in our past lives as well. Which is why it's such a blessing that the Lord still deals with us and allows us to overcome all these things that this devil is throwing at us, man. All right, so hey, man, stay motivated, stay dedicated, man. Because we almost out of here. All right, so with that, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, Shalom, to the Akim and a few Aquas who may be listening. Lord